What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Daily Upside. I'm your host, Keenan Rivals, bringing you sports cards and sports cards news every day. Yesterday was a pretty crazy day. We had a lot of NBA basketball. Felt really good as a fan. I felt like every game was just kind of special. We'll kind of talk more about that later. But before we get into any news, into any sports cards, I do want to remind everybody to hit me up on Twitter. You guys know I've been rocking it over there. Just tweeted this a little minute ago about how I didn't get these Kobe sixes. Was going for that Grinch six, and it did not happen. So if you're a reseller, if you sell sneakers, definitely hit me up. I'm looking to grab a pair, size 11. Also, if you can, shoot me a follow on Instagram. Been doing a little more over there, coming with the graphics. Shout out to Clutch Points for providing these graphics. Been dropping some videos too. Look, these videos on Instagram, low key, are the play. I'm getting just as many views on Instagram as I am YouTube. So going to be pushing out some more content over there to educate you guys. So yeah, definitely shoot me a follow. I definitely appreciate it. We're also going to be doing another video today. You'll see me do a Prism draft break. I'm going to be opening up two boxes and giving them away. So yeah, definitely look out for that because you want to make sure you're able to get those. Jumping into some NBA news. Everybody's hating on Giannis right now. It makes me sick. I get it. He missed the free throw. It was a bad looking shot, but it's just like if Giannis does one thing wrong, we just attack him. And that's how we know he's going to be great. Or that's how we all know we expect him to be great because when he fails, we get upset because we expect him to do dope things. When when Luca fails, nobody cares. Luca struggles in the first half, no big deal. He's still MVP. He's still Luca Magic. When Giannis does one, Giannis gets a charge, we just go crazy. This article really gets into how he's just like the same player, how he can't really run the offense. He's always gonna get hit with that charge. Marcus Smart played some amazing defense yesterday. The Euro definitely didn't work there. And look, I'm a big Giannis fan. I have a few Giannis cards. I actually have one on the way. I think he's an amazing talent. Yes, he did miss the free throw, but we don't talk about some of the things that he can do. We're always just talking about player shortcomings. I mean, look at this pass from Giannis. I mean, like what 7-footer is doing this? You know what I'm saying? The idea that Giannis is going to be a point guard, I think we have to drop that narrative. He's too big, and it's very obvious sometimes what he's going to do on offense. But if he can play off ball and then incorporate a little bit of this into his game, I think he'll be just fine, guys. He's sticking with Milwaukee for right now. He's trying to win a championship. We got to stop attacking that man. He's an amazing basketball talent, and we should be all lucky to watch him play. All right, so that's enough of me defending Giannis. I know he's not the best, overall basketball player in terms of skill set, but I just can't deny that man's effort. Moving on, I kind of spoke about this earlier in the podcast. I felt like everybody had an amazing game yesterday. Yes, people were hating on Giannis, but he still put up 35 points. Rudy and Donovan Mitchell looked amazing out there. Anthony Edwards came in and did his thing. Trey Young killed it. We got Jason Tatum hitting backboard buzzer beaters. That was such a high arcing shot just not playing. It was just DeMar DeRozan had a triple double basically. Joel Embiid was excellent. Nikola Jokic. I mean, everybody. It was like the preseason didn't happen. People in the preseason were trash. Like it was like, oh man, are they ready to play? And then soon as the regular season happened, green light for everybody. I mean, John Morant had 44 points. Like just a lot of amazing. It's going to be a crazy, crazy season, guys. Every team is good. Every team has great players. You never Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul. They looked fantastic yesterday. So really excited to see what's going to happen with these teams. And I don't know. I was going to do a video where I was going to like rank who I thought was going to make the playoffs and who I thought was going to win awards. And I'm trying to do a little more sit down content for you guys. But I'm going to have to redo that list because a lot of things changed yesterday. But I'll definitely be getting that out to you before the new year. All right, so yeah, moving on to some sports cards. Kind of got a quick show today because it is the holidays. I was looking at Star Stock and John Morant had an excellent game yesterday, and we saw a few of his cards move. Not as many as I thought. I thought because he kind of bought out, we'd see a lot more sales. But what I noticed was that yesterday most of the cards that sold were PSA 9s. Not a lot of raw cards sold. And Rightfully so. I think the PSA nines are really good value. I understand the Star Stock A is a great, high quality card, but for me personally, I just don't think it should be valued more than a mint card. So I think these are some really good values for John Morant. If we're paying $300 for a Star Stock A, I think the PSA 9 at 190 or 195 was a good buy. So whoever got into these, well played. We'll see how that turns out for you. I'll be following that. And somebody did grab a Star Stock A at $300. So somebody does think that the value is there for those as well. Um, these raw cards are going for insane amounts of money, guys. I really think Star Stock is going to change some things, and this is going to be a preferred method of trading for a lot of people. I have some really high end cards, and I'm sitting on them. But over the last 2 weeks or so, I've made more money on Star Stock than I have in the actual sports cards market because for whatever reason, my high end cards or the cards that I have in purpose, I'm a little more attached to them. I'm not looking to sell them right away. Star Stock, I make a few dollars and I get rid of that card. There's no attachment to it. There's no hardship in trying to sell it. The fees aren't crazy. So this is really fun. If you guys haven't signed up, I strongly advise you to. It's a totally different game. And there's no reason why you can't double dip. There's no reason why you can't be a part of the physical card game and you can't be a part of, what Star Stock is doing. So definitely sign up. If you use my promo code Keenan Rivals, you can find it in the description below. You get $10 in free credits once you make your first deposit. So I get $10 as well for disclosure. So definitely sign up because there's money to be made over here. How do I know that? Because again, I've made some money. We see Darius Garland, his cards went up after he bought out yesterday. Again, it was like the preseason never happened. He went out, scored like 22 points. Him and Colin Sexton looking like CJ McCollum and Dame Lillard. I'm kidding. I don't want no hate, but you guys know what I mean. They had a nice, offensive backcourt. Isaac Okoro's looking good. Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be coming back soon. They got a couple people that can score over there. And yeah, look at his cards over the last month or so. If we look at just the Star Stock A, we can see like it really shot up. It was at $10 at the beginning of the month, and now it's at $28. So, again, it's money to be made. I mean, if you would have bought 10 of these for $100, you'd be at $280 now. You can't say that about a lot of PSA 10 cards that you bought. I'm sure a lot of you spent $100 and you haven't recouped your investment yet. So a lot of value here. I actually talked about Darius Garland in morning bins. For those of you who don't know, every morning I send out this newsletter and I talk about people who I think are good targets. And I kind of give you my target price that I would buy them at. So we had Steve Mikhailuk in one of them. And then here we had Darius Garland. I had him at the $15, $18 range. I gave a little short analysis of why I thought he was a play. And that that seemed to have panned out. That card has, doubled since. If you would have been a part of the newsletter, if you would have invested, you would have doubled your money. So if you haven't signed up yet, I strongly advise you to. I'm not saying do everything that I say because that would be, a horrible decision. But these type of plays and these type of analysis, they're supposed to make you think, not supposed to make you act. So do your own research, things of that nature, because a lot of this stuff, it does make sense, and that's all I'm trying to provide for you guys is how to make things make sense. Maybe you read this and you don't like Darius Garland, but you apply it to somebody else. So yeah, definitely sign up for the newsletter. You can find the link in the description. It's free to sign up. You get these plays every day. So we kind of talked about everybody who did great yesterday. There was one player who did not do that well. One player that really stood out to me, and that was Kobe White. I was expecting him to really, be the offensive anchor for Chicago this year. I still think that's going to be, that's going to play out, but he just had a poor game. He did not score the ball well. I think he had like 7 points. He did have 6 assists, and yeah, it just wasn't a good night for him. And at one point we saw his Star Stock A card like really pushing up there. It was hitting the $93. I think a few hit like in that 80 range. And now we have offers as low as $69. So if you're a Kobe White fan, I mean you can kind of jump in here, maybe get a Prism card for $70, maybe get a card that was going for $90 less than a few days ago and get it for $20 off. I'm not saying that this is a great entry. I haven't really done the research on Kobe White, at least his Prism, to justify any of these prices or any price at all. But I did notice that, the last one sold for 93 and the current offers are pretty low. So if you like Kobe White, this is definitely a buying opportunity for you. I bought a bunch of his lower end cards. I was really into his mosaic. Those panned out really well for me. And I think Kobe White's a great offensive talent. I don't see um him being any less than John Morant or Trey Young in terms of what he can do offense. Well, maybe not Trey Young, but you know what I mean. I don't see him being like I see him being a solid point guard, and I think he can really lead that team. And him and Zach LaVine can form a nice backcourt. So yeah, again, not sure if the $100 price point is a really good deal compared to other cards, compared to what kind of ROIs you can get on this platform, but that's a big difference. And if he plays well, I'm going to assume that these prices will return. So might be a play for you guys. Getting into some eBay news, Kevin Durant's tops gold sold for an insane amount of money. $3,950 for PSA 9. So this card's serial number to 2007. And yeah, sold for basically $4,000. I think the last one sold like $1,000 maybe. I'm not really 100% sure on the price point, but anything gold is just going to do well, guys. I mean, it's just very apparent at this point that if it's gold, it's going to do well. It doesn't matter if it's gold and number to 10 or if it's gold and number to 2007. Or in Giannis's case, if it's gold and not numbered, it's part of the reason why I've been picking up Giannis's hoops gold, just because it's gold and they're extremely sensitive in terms of condition. And when a player does well, they do well. So shout out to whoever sold this card. They got a really good value for it. I mean, $4,000 for a PSA 9. That's a win. That is a win. We also saw another card kind of reach some new highs, and that was Ja Morant. People are hitting the bins on his Prism PSA 10 for $675. I mean, Ja Morant had a great game yesterday. They didn't get the W, but he looked fantastic out there. And I think that's going to continue to happen. I think Memphis has a really strong core down there. They probably have some of the best chemistry in the NBA. They've been rocking with each other for a minute. Ever since that Eagle Dollar situation, I knew those boys had something going on. So John Morant's looking to have a breakout year. People are talking about him making an All-Star game. He's just an elite guard in the West. And I think this year he's going to really push his scoring up to a new level. If you look at his Prism over the last 2 weeks, I mean, it's up 41%. And that's not shocking to me. If you guys are part of the premium membership, which if you aren't, you definitely should, because this year is about to be crazy. Like it's about to be a wild year for sports cards. But yeah, I actually gave out my sports cards pick of the week, and it was Ja Morant. Now it wasn't his Prism card just because I saw some value in the optic. And, if you sign up, you can kind of get the full analysis. But, I talked about how Ja Morant is going to be an elite scorer this year, how he's going to step it up, how he has that potential and the ability to put up 20, 25 points per game. And I was kind of comparing, Josh, kind of career to Trey Young's, where he's going to have the ability to push his scoring up, to a new level. Whenever your point guard is the focal point of your team, whenever your team kind of builds around you, then you're going to have the ability to score. He's going to have the ball in his hand at all time, and he's either going to put up 25 points or he's going to get 10 assists. He's one of the more underrated passers, in my opinion, at his position. He has the potential to put up, 8 to 9, maybe 10 assists per game. So yeah, definitely a big play. Not surprised that these have jumped up at all. And as he continues to play well, I see his other cards, like his optic, following suit. So again, if you guys haven't signed up for the membership, definitely do so. There's a lot of value to it, and I'm going to be dropping a new pick tonight, so you want to be able to see that. What else do we have here? Oh, this is going to be fun. So remember earlier in the, early in the month, early last month, I kept talking about contenders. I kept telling you guys like contenders is going to be a play. It's too limited, man. $3,550. We were talking about this car when it was $800, when it was $900. I was letting people know, like, I think contenders is going to surpass Prism Silver in terms of price. And look, at $3,550, this card is still undervalued, believe it or not. It's the market cap method. It's not a joke. It works, and I'll prove to you that it works because the next card is even more insane, and it's Luca. His contenders PSA 10 sold for $35,100, 10x higher than Trey Young's. This reminds me of the immaculate comparison that I did a little while back, where I compared Luca's immaculate to Trey Young's immaculate. Trey Young was going for 1,500 at the time, and Luca was going for 15,000, a 10x. And that's why I say this card's undervalued. But yeah, man, $35,000. So you guys remember when we were talking about contenders, we were comparing them to Prism Silver. We were like, hey, I think contenders is going to be better than Prism Silver. Lucas Prism Silver is not $10,000 yet. Yet his contenders is $35,000. So definitely did better than the Prism Silver. It 3x the Prism Silver. Now, at the time, I didn't have $10,000 to get into Luca's contenders. I'm sure a lot of you didn't as well. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to take advantage of this play, but I did see it coming, or at least the numbers, the data saw it coming. I'm not going to say I saw it coming because I'm not a psychic, but when I looked at the numbers, it made sense to me. Yeah, a lot of money for this card, $35,100. Luca's contenders. I think it's insane. But I was comparing it to Patrick Mahomes. I was comparing it to Tom Brady. Like these on-card autographs with less than 30 copies, per variation it was just bound to happen at some point. With that being said, the market cap method, guys. I told you this episode wasn't going to be long. I have a lot of things to do today. It's the holidays. Happy holidays to, for those of you who celebrate. If you guys haven't picked up the market cap method, this might be the time. We're about to get some holiday money. You might have a couple of days off. This is the time to pick up the market cap method, dive into all the content, and find some undervalued plays because I was able to find contenders. I was able to pick up on Immaculate. There's a ton of other plays out there that we haven't picked up on yet. There's so many sets that I haven't looked at. Is Spectra a play? Is Court King is going to really break out? There's a lot of things to talk about here. The market cap method is currently on sale for $50. I started this sale yesterday. I reached out to people who are on the newsletter and let them know, but I'm going to extend it to you guys as well, to the YouTube family. So yeah, hit the link in the description, pick it up. It's going to change how you look at sports cards, and I believe it's going to change how we invest in sports cards in the future. So yeah, I want you guys to be a part of this. The membership, the market cap method, these have to be two things you cross off your Christmas wish list. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Just wanted to bring you some of the plays, some of the updated information. And yeah, I'll chop it up with you guys on Twitter, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy investing.